Greetings, fellow Pope Defenders. Over these last few days, we've seen a complete destruction of the Orthobros online, and we'll get into that right now. On screen, we can see Luigi. Now, Luigi's been doing damage control ever since Ubie Petrus obviously lost this debate with Voice of Reason. You can see Ubie completely distraught and low energy during this debate. He was not ready to have this conversation and debate with Alex. Alex came out on top, and it's clear to anyone that can see it. So Luigi writes, Ubie debate already at 21,000 views and 247 comments, overwhelmingly in favor of the Orthodox Church. This was on an Eastern Orthodox channel. The only reason why Ubie got 21,000 views on his boring channel was because Alex was there. Now let's move over to see some clips from this debate. Let's see what they had to say.
Ubie, is this the reason that the Eastern Orthodox Church hasn't been able to have an ecumenical council since the Great Schism?
So in the first few centuries of the Catholic Church existing, the Catholic Church is the Eastern and the Western Church, right? It is one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. And during that time, the Catholic Church had to deal with Arians, Nestorianism, and all these other heresies, and all these other cultural events, right? And for the past 1,000 years, which the Orthodox have been separated from the Catholic Church, they haven't been able to come to one ecumenical council and agree. This means functionally the church does not work, whereas the Catholic Church has had several successful ecumenical councils, and now Ubie must try to defend this.
Because they can't agree with each other on what is and what isn't?
Or maybe we just don't think there's important issues to discuss.
So there's not important issues to discuss. Well, clearly there have been many important issues to discuss over these past few centuries alone. From gender theory, to Protestantism, to different heresies arising, to communism. It has been very necessary for the Catholic Church to have ecumenical councils, and the Eastern Orthodox Church has failed here.
In the last 1,000 years, there have not been any important issues in over 1,000 years that the Eastern Orthodox Church has had to address in 1,000 years. We had 7 ecumenical councils in the first 700 years of Christianity.
See, so Alex was completely right in pointing this out. Now moving over to Franco. So after Alex's opening statements, we saw Ubie give this little bit of a rebuttal. And let's see what Ubie has to say.
Absolutely nothing official. It was all just he says, she says. That was pathetic. That was awful. I mean, I expect that stuff from like Michael Loft.
So even when he's trying to be spicy, he's very bland. This is a very boring content creator. And the only reason why anybody watched his channel for this debate was because Alex was there.
But, some Orthodox done did say that, and some Orthodox they done did say that.
So he clearly has an issue with Michael Lofton, but I don't know why he's trying to take it out on Alex, the person he's supposed to be debating. Yeah, let's see what Eliza Yassi has to say. So there's this controversy. You see, Jay Dyer loves to challenge people on X to debates, but the problem is he's not very charitable. This man will challenge people to debates on his show, and then he will kick them when they're supposed to offer clarification. Clearly, he also doesn't have a lot of knowledge when it comes to understanding the basic beliefs from within the Catholic Church, right? And so he'll completely make a straw man, and then he'll try to filibuster, and then he'll kick someone before they can offer clarification to their position. And this is why people don't like to engage with Jay Dyer, because he's a terrible debater. All he can do is filibuster, offer sophistry, and then kick someone before they make him look bad. It's a very pathetic strategy. And we can see here, he is the one that challenged Angelo Romano to the debate. Okay, so let's listen to what happened exactly.
They're not inventing anything new. They're simply clarifying the
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with the status of various propositions within his writings and his articles, his letters and his apostolic acts. So It doesn't matter if he's what you think is a clarification or a restatement. That's irrelevant to this point. That
How is it irrelevant?
if he's making universal ordinary magisterial statements within those documents, then that just refutes your point a minute ago.
No, because none of what he's saying there is infallible. And you could say that Roman Catholics.
Are you serious? You just literally said the opposite 2 seconds ago.
Not everything the Pope says is infallible. When he offers clarification on statements that he's made in the past, right, official statements, or even when a previous Pope speaks ex cathedra, that is binding on the entire church. And so when he clarifies on that, or when he quotes and references that, that is infallible. But Jay wants to present the view that everything the Pope says in his official letters or in his encyclicals is infallible.
That's not an ex cathedra
You don't
statement.
know that. First of all, again, you're missing the point. If an encyclical has 5 sentences within it, and those 5 sentences out of 100 sentences are statements of universal ordinary
Those would be
magisterium,
infallible.
then in those 5 sentences, thank you, you stupid liar. Oh my gosh.
Well, Jay,
Good God. I can't stand these people. These people are such sophist liars.